All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make it to where the wombat only drops a tail if it eats a leaf. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the wombat and we're going to look at this code right here. So right here in the act method it says place tail. So it's all every time the act method is place tail, place tail, place tail. Well, when do we want it to place the tail? When he eats a leaf. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go Control X, get rid of that, and we're going to find out where is the spot where he just ate a tail or ate a leaf. Public void found leaf. Eat leaf. Here we go. All right. We're going to say get roll.remove object leaf. Leaves eaten equals leaves eaten plus 1, and then we're going to say Control V, place tail. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what that does. It's not going to do exactly what we want, but it's going to do something. So let's go over here. So we're going to do a wombat. We're going to do a variety of leaves. Okay, so let's hit go. Okay, so we're getting closer, but still it's only dropping the wombats right on the spot where it eats the leaf. What we wanted to do is to create the actual tail that looks like it's following the thing. So what we're going to do is this. So basically we need to figure out how many leaves did the wombat eat, right? So if I hit go, the wombat ate 1 leaf. So how many tails should he have? He should have 1 tail. So basically what's going to happen is he's going to drop a tail, and then he's going to move and he's going to drop another tail, but this one's going to disappear after one thing of the act method because this is hard to describe. Hold on, let me think about this for a second. Okay, so what's going to happen, I'll try to explain this. So what's going to happen is the wombat's going to hit the leaf. He's going to drop a tail, okay, right on the same spot. I can't, at any rate, so when he'll move here, and the tail will be there. And then as soon as he moves here, this one's going to disappear, and he's going to have dropped a new tail there. So basically the tail is only going to last one act method and disappear. And if he gets 2 leaves, then the tail will stay 2 clicks of the act method. If he gets 3 leaves, it'll stay. So then basically this tail will, like, let's say he had 3, so it'd go 1, 2, 3, and then on the next move this guy disappears, right? Because he only gets 1, 2, 3 tails. So the length of his tail is dependent on how many leaves he's eaten, and how long this guy lasts. It depends on how many leaves this guy's eaten. So what we need to do is go into the wombat, and we need to keep track of leaves eaten. And fortunately, they already did it for us. So if we look right here, private int leaves eaten. So we're keeping track of leaves eaten. And if I press Control F, I'll find the next one. So right at the beginning we set leaves eaten to 0, and then whenever we eat a leaf, leaves eaten equals leaves eaten plus 1. We add to it every time, so we're already keeping track of it. All right, so what we're going to do is the tail, the wombat is keeping track of leaves eaten, and the wombat needs to pass that information on to the tail so that the tail knows, like, oh, I'm going to last 1, 2, 3 clicks of the act method and I'm going to disappear. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. The wombat's going to send that as a parameter. So we're going to go to the place tail. So we're going to, if we go to where's place tail? I think it's back up here. Get world.add object new tail. So we're going to, when we make the new tail, we're going to send it leaves eaten. I do not know what just happened. Okay, so we're going to say, not there, right here, new tail. Okay, and so it says the constructor in the tail class cannot be applied to given types. It requires no arguments found in. So we send it this integer whole number, and the tail doesn't know what to do with it. So we're going to have to get the tail to know what to do with it. So we're going to go to tail, and we're going to have to make a constructor. Oh, not that. So we're going to click right here and hit enter, enter. We're going to make a constructor, so we're going to say public, and it's called tail, so we're going to say capital T-A-I-L, parentheses, parentheses, opening curly brace, enter, enter, closing curly brace. And we're going to say, oh, I keep doing this where I add the extra thing. I'm not used to it. It used to not add it for me. It adds it for me. Public tail, and then we're going to say int, what do we want to call it? We could call it leaves eaten, but really, at this point, it's like it's life. And I'm going to say LFE for a shortcut for life. All right, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say private int life. Okay, and then right here I'm going to say life equals loof. Okay, so the Wombat's passing us the leaves eaten. We're saving it as loof, and then we're keeping it permanently in life. Okay, and so what we need to do is in the act method we need to say remove tail. Okay, so we're gonna remove the tail. He doesn't know how to. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Life. Okay, it doesn't know how to remove tail, so we're gonna click here, hit enter, enter, and we're gonna say public void remove tail, parentheses, parentheses, enter, opening curly brace, and then this time I'm going to realize it's going to automatically give me a closing curly brace. Oh no, it didn't. And then I'm going to have to go edit, auto layout. Okay, public void remove tail. Okay, so what we're going to do is every time we move, we're going to subtract 1 from life. So we're going to say life equals life minus 1 semicolon, and we're going to say if parentheses, parentheses, enter, opening curly brace, closing curly brace. Ah, it gave me the extra one. So if life is less than, no, it's greater than, less than, life is less than 1. So if life is less than 1, then we're going to say get world, parentheses, parentheses, dot, remove object, this. We're going to remove this tail. So as soon as it, so like if the life was 3, it'll go boop, 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 and then it'll remove it. Let's see if that works. I might have the numbers off. Okay, so let's compile that, and so now the Wombat's happy too because I can now send it that and knows how to accept that. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, we're going to add a Wombat. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to go act, nothing happened. Okay, so what was happening is, let's go into the tail. So it was automatically going, like it was immediately going, it was like 1, and then it was like, oh, minus 1 is 0. It was already 0 right off the bat. So what we're going to do is we're going to say life equals life plus 1. life equals leaf plus 1. So it's not gonna. So it's gonna. Anyway, it's gonna give it one more thing that it needed. All right, let's see what this does. It's still not right, but we're getting closer. Okay, so we're gonna add a wombat, and let's add a bunch of leaves. Let's see what it does. Okay, so we're gonna hit run. So watch what happens. So it's now it lasts, but it disappears again. But now I have 2 leaves, so it lasts two square times. Now this one lasts, so they last longer. The problem is he's supposed to drop a tail. The wombat's supposed to drop a tail every single time. Okay, so basically every time the wombat moves, he's supposed to drop a tail, and the tail is just going to sit there. Wait, you can't see my finger. The tail is just going to sit there, and like depending on how many leaves it's eaten, he's going to move and drop another one and move and drop another one, and how long this one lasts is going to depend on how many leaves he's eaten, which is the case. Let's go. So now we're going to go to the wombat, and we're going to say act check key press. So we're going to change it. We're going to say check key press. We're going to say drop tail. Okay, so, and again, it doesn't like it, and so what we're going to do is we're going to say public void drop tail. Okay. So public void drop tail. So we were wrong. Well, we weren't really wrong. I just did it on. I messed up on purpose so you could see what it was doing. So down here we said if you eat a leaf, we're gonna place the tail. Okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say we're always gonna place a tail, but you have to have eaten at least 1 leaf. So if get, what is it, leaves eaten is greater than 0, then we're going to place a tail. Okay, let's see what happens now. So as soon as he eats a leaf, every time he moves, he's going to drop a tail, and now the tails will disappear. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he's got 1, now he's got 2, now he's got 3, oh no. Is that right? That's pretty close. We might have to mess around with the numbers a little bit, but it's close enough. Alright, so that's pretty well working. Oh, well, that's good enough for now. We'll see if you can figure out how to fine tune it, and I'll help you. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing after this.